Okay, so I'm going to show you the final blushing that I did. I did go over it, the areas that I initially went over. I did go over them twice, and then some of the areas I went over twice with this sponge, and then I did take this little brush, and just went for the intense, darker color, and highlighted certain areas on the forehead and right in here on the cheek of the face. Did the red of the ear, and again I would use this time. I did veining, the fine veining on the eyes, and I did add some veining in the ears. And then we did the mouth. Now, you know how I said 2 coats of the base, and then for the detailing, after the 2 main coats, then afterwards you just come in and coat the corners and coat your edge and your creases. So 2 coats of the solid color, the diluted lip cheek color, lip blush color. So that's usually the only color I use on my lips. So, and I just use it in different amounts of layers. So this will stay light in the center, and usually you'll have light in the center of your bottom lip, but then you do your crease to give the illusion that it will actually open, and then just do the highlighted sections. So I did maybe 2 base colors and at least 2 of the highlighting and shading, and that's it. I did go back, like I mentioned, and went to my mix that I do with the purple and the blush color that we did earlier for the shading, and I did just on the head, went back and shaded, and especially the ears, so that they don't look like they're just all red when we do, like when they're laying on there. So I just did the shading in the ears, in the eye area, and in the lip, and that's it. So that's the head. And then for the little nipple area here, see, that's, as you can see, it's not red. A lot of people do the little nipple area, little nipples, really bright red and really big, and it's the same with the lips. We did 2 solid coats of the whole area, and then just a 3rd coat around the edge, and just made the little oval for the little tip of the nipple area right there. That's it. There's only 3 layers on there, and you can see them, and they're not dark, they're not red, they don't look infected or anything. And then again, I took the denser blush color, and I did the creases on the arm area and down around the belly fold and where the diaper will be. So, and then just the 1 or 2 layers using this around the belly area and around the neck. So that's it. And then I didn't do too many. I just did the double layers, just 2 layers on the hand area and the elbow and knee and everything. So just pretty much exactly what I showed in the blushing. Just add it. You can add 1 or 2 more coats, and then just some darker areas in the areas specified, just to bring out those details. Everything else is the same. So we're going to move on to the nails. Now there's 3 types really. There's let me see here. If you want to do the newborn looking nail where it's just mostly pink at the base, about 2/3 up, this is what it looks like before the nail tip on. So we're going to do this first step. For this one, since it's a darker Caucasian, it could also be considered maybe a biracial baby because it is darker, a darker flesh tone. I'm going to do the purple at the base, so it's a little darker at the base. Now and that's like a really newborn look. If you want to do like the half moon, one trick I've learned on one of the forums is the Prismacolor black cherry. This one I got liquid on it or something and it's all smeared. And all you do is you take the pencil, let me get closer here, and you just draw your half moon. And then usually what I do, I will draw this half moon, and then I will take my brush and I will take, you can either use the Look Alive thinning medium because it's kind of got a satiny glossy texture, or the glazing gel, and then I coat the whole nail and then I bake to seal that half moon in there. And then you'll go back in, and then you'll just do your pink, your blush color above that line. And then you'll do your nail tip. So that's an easy way to get your half moon in there without paint going all over the place. So you draw the half moon with the pencil, coat it with the glaze, bake it so you have your half moon set, and then you come back in with your blush color and you just paint above that line and then put your tip on, bake, and then you can put a coat over the top of that and bake again if you want to seal the whole thing in together. I don't use gloss varnish anymore on my nails or lips because to me they have a tendency of being tacky. And I have found when I first started that like it would get the fuzz from the blanket stuck on it, or say shipping the baby, the heat, and I've seen it on a lot of babies on YouTube, that the nail will just wipe off. The white tip and everything will just come off, and I think that has a lot to do with using gloss varnish. So I just use the glazing gel and heat set it, and it looks natural. I've had some mommies say they don't like the gloss, so I just seal with the glaze, and it's not shiny. As you can see, like there's a sheen on my natural nail. It's exactly what the glazing gel or even the Look Alive thinning medium mix will do for your baby's nail, and it will seal it in and it won't wipe off or anything. So we're going to start with the nails I'm going to do for this baby. And just going to need So I'm going to start with this hand that doesn't have anything on it yet. Just going to work in a section on the side here so I can control the amount of liquid I'm getting in with my color. And I find it's easier because you're going to paint 2/3 of the nail. So since we prepped them, or way earlier with that Look Alive medium, you just tap it. Do like a little, see if I can, you just touch it and it spreads. Just spreads the color for you. I don't know if you can see on that where if you get too much liquid in there and it goes into the well around the fingernail, don't worry about it. Just go through and do your other nails. And what you do is you wipe off everything that's on your brush, and then you go in and you put your brush next to it, and the dry brush will suck up all the extra paint around the nail. So you don't have to go in there and wipe and do all that stuff. You just put a dry brush next to the pulled up liquid, and the dry brush will suck that liquid out, leaving your color. And that's the same with any creases or anything. So you can see a difference. This is light. You can leave just this one light layer if you want the light nails. But I usually do 2 layers of the blush to get the darker color. So what I'll do is I would let this flash and dry, and then go back and drop some more colors on there first before I would bake it. And then after I bake it, then we're at this stage, and this is 2 layers of the blush color. And then I'm going to get this dioxine purple. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get this color over here. And we're going to do the same thing at the base. We're going to just tap it, and it's going to absorb our color. It's going to just spread on its own. And you're going to want this purple like a third of the way up the nail. And as you can already see, it looks a little different. And usually I'll do 2 layers of the purple as well. So, but I mean, you can see it looks fine. 2 blush, 1 purple. And it all depends on how dark you want your nails to look. And this is what it looks like with the 2 blush and 2 purples. And we're going to now do the tip. Now, I think the first 1 or 2 babies I might have used the nail tip, which is, when you put it on, it looks bright white, even though it's not. So most babies' nails are very translucent at the tip. So the mixture that I have used, and you can use the glazing gel, you can use the Look Alive. I mean, to me, they're almost identical. This is my jar of Look Alive that I've added yellow ochre that I usually do pounce on for the final seal, and I'll take the lid, and this color here, you can see I've used one of the clear mediums. I've added a little bit of the nail tip and a little bit of yellow ochre to it, and it's a little thick, so when I go to do nails, clean off this purple, I will get some of the thinning medium on my brush and kind of loosen up the paint here. And see, I even got some purple in there, which is not gonna make a real difference as long as it's not darker purple. And I usually get like a ball of it. I don't know if you can see at the tip of my brush, a ball of the paint. And what I do, let me see if I can, is I start at the corner of the nail and I kind of just drag it across. And it will be thick. And get more thinner to loosen up more paint. And that's thin. The first time I did it, it was thin, and I wanted it thicker, so thicker band. So I just go down some more, drag it across. And there's your little nail. And it's not bright white, semi-translucent. You just do that on all of them, and it's easier to get you don't want a lot of paint on your brush. You just want to push your paint around until you get that little ball at the end of your brush. That way you can kind of get it on the corner and kind of work it across. And when I get my whatever clear medium I'm working with, I just add a little bit on my brush of the color until it mixes what I want. And then sometimes if you get it on the side, you just need your toothpick to just clean it up and bring it in. So I usually bake after that stage. And then it will look like this. And sometimes I just leave it like this because it looks like it's a real nail. But it's better if you grab a little chunk of glazing gel. And you just brush it on to seal everything in and even your nail out. It gives it that nice sheen. And if you look at your fingernails, there's ridges and lines in your nails. And that's kind of like over here. The brush strokes will give it that look like there's little ridges. And then bake, and your nails are done. So that's the nails, and then before I finish those up and bake them, let's work on this. I'm going to do this belly button, or umbilical cord stump. Forgot what I was going to do, or what it was called for a sec. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use some burnt umber and some yellow ochre, because I don't like the belly buttons that are all completely 100% dark. I like it where it's halfway, at least halfway dark, somewhat translucent. So I haven't done one of these yet. This is the first, you know, Laura's the first one that really has done this, so let's work. Let's do this together. So I'm going to work in these creases here, keeping it dark at the bottom, like a stump would if it was about to fall off. And there's some parts where it's going to come through here and be dark at the top a little bit. Get this side around here. Get underneath here. Let's if you can see that. Let's see that. Dark near the base. So go back and put even more. I don't want it on there, that part. I want to keep some of that flesh in there so that it gives the appearance of being translucent. And then we're going to get some of this yellow ochre in here. Because part of the translucent part of the stump is a yellowish color. I think I want to add a little more brown coming up here. And I might bake this and then add some more brown coming up, because there's a lot of color on here that if I try to do some more now, I'm just going to smear the colors together. So that's going over what our finishing of what our blushing looks like, our nails, and then our stump. So, and then once I finish with the nails and the stump, then I'll take final pictures, and then our baby is finished being painted. So if you want to know about doing applied hair technique, I will be doing the eyebrows and the hair for this baby with that different type of technique. So that is in a separate tutorial. So other than that, after you're done with your nails, if you want to do a clear or the clear and yellow ochre layer on your baby to seal it, you can. Some people don't like the feel of it afterwards. Some people just like it is. It all depends on your artistic preference. But pretty much after the nails are done, and if your baby has a stump, doing the stump, you are finished. So I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial, and I had a lot of fun making it. So happy baby making!